Astrology is generally benevolent to you this month, Scorpio. Only it may be that you will not have much energy to make the most out of it until Mars moves into your own sign. Let's take a look. I am Nadia, the astrologer for people who do not necessarily believe in astrology but who love hearing their monthly forecasts, and this is yours for September 2025. Month starts with Saturn, the most orderly, grounded and fundamental planet of the solar system, entering the nebulous sign of Pisces and easing its grip on all of us. For you, it's even better. Pisces is your fellow water sign, and planets in Pisces are generally more supportive rather than demanding when it comes to you and your performance. And Pisces rules your astrological area of joyful living. So romance, fun, games, parties, shopping, creative self-expression, children when they are a source of joy for you, maybe sex unless it's too serious. Basically everything where you can act with spontaneity and enjoy yourself, everything that reminds you of why life is worth not only living but being totally in love with. So what does the boring Saturn do here? It's already spent a couple of years here since 2023. Maybe it was asking you that you invest some care labor into looking after your wonderful kids, or that you get a little more serious with your boyfriend or girlfriend, or with your creative hobby. Or maybe you didn't have enough time or money or energy to enjoy life in all of the wonderful time-consuming ways, and you had to choose, prioritize. In any case, Saturn values intentionality, priorities, and labor, so effort. So whatever it was that you did invest your time in, it probably became a more robust and sustainable source of joy for you. It's Saturn is now back into Pisces until February 2026, so you could really capitalize on what you did manage to build in this joyful area of your life. Bonus points to people who invested time and effort into learning a craft, or like how to paint, how to play an instrument, and so on. That would bring great results. One of the most important signs this month is Virgo, and in your horoscope, Virgo stands for plans and hopes and dreams for the future, as well as your social circle. So both ideas about the future and your social environment may play an important role in your life this month, or may experience some changes. The first planet to keep track of here is Mercury. It enters Virgo on the 2nd to leave it on the 18th. While it's here, try contacting as many potentially interesting or useful people as you can. Go to events, be active online, network, and talk about future with all kinds of people. What do they envision for themselves? What they're hoping for? What are they excited or worried about? Or you? Before we come any further, by now you probably know it pays to watch the forecast for both your sun sign and your rising sign. As good as that is, it still won't show you how the transits we are talking about are affecting the other important points in your natal chart, like your Venus or your midheaven. It will also tell you nothing about how your progress chart is unfolding, which is basically your individual astrological developmental plan. That's the kind of deeper personal layer I cover in private readings, and you can book one with me through the link up here and below in the description. Now, back to your month ahead. There will be a full moon in Pisces on the 7th of September. Pisces is, maybe you can remember from the part about Saturn returning to Pisces, is all about what brings you joy, what you can engage in actively and with pleasure. Well, full moons usually illuminate, bring our attention to something, but this one is not an ordinary full moon. It's a full-on lunar eclipse, and a good, faithful and future-oriented one. So in addition to Saturn asking that you give your potentially joyful area of your life the attention it deserves, This lunar eclipse here will try to nudge you in a new direction with some fresh, interesting potential. You don't have to do anything special here. Just go with the flow, and if you find yourself immersed into something slightly unusual, do not stop. Give yourself time to explore. So after its time in Virgo that I talked about before, on the 18th, Mercury moves into the next sign of Libra. Unfortunately, it's hard for planets in Libra to lend you a helping hand when you do something openly, consciously. Mercury here can talk through your dreams and daydreams. It can send you secret messages or give you signs that are difficult to interpret. Basically, it's a yes to keeping a notepad next to your bed so you could write down your dreams the moment you wake up, and a no for scheduling important negotiations that require you to be smart, quick, and witty. Now, Venus. It will spend the first 19 days of September in Leo, in your area of career, business, and all things official, which, yes, it is amazing for charming people in your official role, whatever it is. Give business presentations, apply for a job, launch a project, take professional photos of yourself in your official role, update your LinkedIn profile, maybe ask for reviews or recommendations. On the 19th, this same Venus moves into Virgo, which, like I said when I talked about Mercury, is all about your hopes and ambitions about the future, as well as about your social circle. So this is also great for networking, but remember, Mercury is already in Libra, where it may leave you a bit speechless. So this Venus type of socializing is more about relaxing and enjoying together, which can also forge strong and reliable connections, by the way. It's also great for visualizing the future you wouldn't mind enjoying. So if you are into mood boards, the end of September may be a good time to make one. There will also be a new moon in Virgo on the 21st, but not a usual one. The usual one we've already had in August, and now we're having an extra bonus one that's also a solar eclipse. And unlike the lunar eclipse we had on the 7th of September, this one is more about endings, about finishing things up and about letting go. So if there is an idea of a future that's not useful anymore, not sustainable, maybe it's time to let it go. Or if there is a community that maybe has been useful and important to you at some point in your life, but is now dragging you down, this eclipse may make it obvious. Pay attention, don't rush into decisions, but also do not try to keep the status quo at any cost. Finally, the absolutely amazing news is Mars, your cosmic ruler, leaving Libra for your sign on the 22nd. It starts September still in Libra, and as planets in Libra have a hard time helping you directly, and Mars stands for strength, energy, and decisiveness, you may start September feeling like you are lacking in all of that. So no energy, no motivation, no courage, which is okay. Once in a while, allowing yourself time for such a slump is healthy. Luckily, after Mars enters your sign on the 22nd, all of that will start returning. More energy, more willpower, more anger as well, which is easily converted into energy. The only rational thing would be to use it. And to also do more sport, whatever physical movement makes you feel stronger and allows you to blow your steam off. For real, if you start out the month feeling disengaged, there will be no sign of it by the end of the month. If this resonated, consider subscribing to be notified when the next forecast comes out, and have a beautiful September, Scorpio.